You ever notice how the people who look the most put together financially are often the ones under the most pressure? Picture this. You're at a dinner with friends. Someone pulls up in a brand new car, designer shoes, watch catching the light just right. The message is clear. I'm doing well. And maybe you feel that quiet comparison creeping in. You look at your own car, your simple outfit, your normal life, and for a split second, it feels like you're behind. But here's the uncomfortable truth no one says out loud. Looking rich and being financially stable are not the same thing. Most of us were taught that money is something you display. You upgrade when you get a raise. You celebrate success with something visible. You show progress through lifestyle. That's the script. But stability is quiet. It's the emergency fund sitting untouched while no one claps for you. It's driving the same car for 8 years because it still works. It's saying no to an expensive trip, not because you can't go, but because you're thinking long term. And that doesn't photograph well. The psychology behind this is powerful. Humans are wired for status signaling. Historically, showing resources meant safety, power, survival. So when we spend to signal wealth, it feels natural, it feels validating. But modern life has hacked that instinct. Now you can finance almost any image. You can lease the car, put the vacation on a credit card, split the payments into monthly pieces that feel small enough to ignore. You can look successful long before you are. And that gap between image and reality, that's where anxiety lives. Because when your lifestyle is built to impress others, your income becomes fragile. One job loss, one emergency, one unexpected bill, and suddenly the image becomes a burden you have to maintain. Looking poor, on the other hand, creates margin. When your rent is below what you could technically afford, you breathe easier. When your spending is lower than your income, you sleep better. When you're not constantly upgrading to keep up, your nervous system relaxes. It's not about deprivation, it's about optionality. If you make $70,000 but live like you make $50,000, the difference becomes power. That margin can grow quietly through compound interest. It can become an investment account, a business idea, or simply peace of mind. Over time, small, consistent investing does something dramatic. Not overnight, but over years, quietly extraordinary, the way most real wealth is built. The turning point for me was realizing that wealth isn't what people see, it's what you don't have to worry about. It's the ability to handle a car repair without panic, to walk away from a toxic job because you're not financially trapped, to help family without putting yourself at risk. That kind of freedom rarely looks flashy. So how do you apply this without swinging to extremes? You don't need to live miserably, you don't need to reject nice things, but you start asking different questions. Instead of, can I afford this, you ask, does this reduce or increase my freedom? Instead of upgrading automatically, you pause. You let raises build security before they build status. You give yourself permission to look ordinary. Because ordinary on the outside can mean strong on the inside. In a culture obsessed with appearances, choosing financial restraint can feel almost rebellious, but over time it compounds, not just in your bank account, but in your confidence. You stop performing wealth and start building it. And maybe the real flex is knowing you don't need to prove anything at all. Progress doesn't have to be loud, stability doesn't have to be visible, and the calm that comes from living below your means, that's something no designer label can replicate.